Long ago is it since a picture like this would have been either abhorred or ridiculed. But today, the education of small children in methods of self-preservation is recognized as a humane proceeding.
U.S. citizen returning to the United States in the previous 14 days will be subject to up to 14 days of mandatory quarantine.
It's the Quarantine Call-In Show with Laura Grant, Timothy Lovett, Kim DeShields, and our very special guest, Onika McLean. Woo! Woo! Very special intro. Welcome, Onika.
Thank you. I love that intro. Thank you, Laura. How are you guys?
We're good. How are you?
I'm wonderful. I'm wonderful.
You are a busy woman. Can we just say that? Like, I'm watching you on your Facebook page and all your live videos, and you're like going to gigs in New Jersey, like two in one night, right? You said two last night?
Yeah. Sometimes I have three. Like, you know, when you're a New York comic, you have to kind of like hit the spots as much as you can.
How is it right now? Because I feel like New York would have been on lockdown or something. Like, I thought that they were kind of closing things down early.
But they did shut it down, didn't they?
We were on lockdown inside. But we're New Yorkers, so you know how that works. So what about the roof? What about the backyard? What about the side yard? What about, so that's what we've been doing. So I had a show in a distillery, and they had like they have this big open space. It's like it was their parking lot, and now their parking lot is this amazing venue. It's called Corrugate. Mm-hmm.
That is cool. Corrugate? Right. Is that an old box company before that?
I think so.
Yeah, mm-hmm. Wow. That's
it's great. So nice.
So are you planning for like the winter to just like, put on the parka, go out there and do some comedy in the snow, or how's this going to go?
Yeah, I've been doing comedy in parks, in Central Park. Wherever there's the gig, I'm going to go do it. Right? I have my mask and my shield, sometimes my gloves. And when it gets cold outside, we'll just like layer up. And a lot of people are buying those outdoor heaters.
Yeah.
A lot of people are buying the outdoor heaters. So unless they shut it all the way down, then I'm going to try to figure it out. What I was doing earlier sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
What I was doing earlier in quarantine is I was doing these Facebook live shows where I would book comedians, and then I would have it in like a private room, and then we would just hand it off to the different comedians, and they would just do their sets, and then people would buy tickets, and then it would just be in this group. But I was doing it every week, and then it was like a lot working. I was just like, this is too much. It was a lot. And then still dealing with the looming of, all those people dying during quarantine. It was,
It's a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This may be our new normal in a little bit. I know this is the germaphobe's dream come true. I
told you so. Right. But practical question, doesn't your nose run under the mask? That's my question, because mine runs under. No, yours doesn't? Is it just me?
No, so I got this mask that's like this. It gives you some space, and it just like it's all the way up here. I think it depends on the mask that you use and the size of it.
I see.
But when I'm running outside, I just kind of take it off, because I don't understand how people exercise with it. I can't do it.
It's hard. Yeah, it's hard.
I play tennis with mine. It's crazy.
And you keep it on the whole time?
We have to, because up in Massachusetts, we have to. So you're talking like 3-4 hours, and with your face covered.
Does it hurt your left eye? Because I feel like it like dries my eye out.
Yeah.
I feel like this eye, they're going to have some issue later. Like in 2020, somebody put to your eye, died. Like, I feel like my left eye.
We have to talk about this, because you were saying this the other day. So you do this thing called transit talk about your eye's going to die. What is going on with that? What is up?
It always gives me this left eye. I went to optometrist. I don't know what's going on with this left eye. He's like, nothing's wrong, but it feels dry. I feel like I'm all cried out. So I'm always concerned about my left eye.
It died.
Mm-hmm. Like it feels like it seems like it's slowly dying, and I think it's because the air, like my breath, is going into it with that stupid mask on, is making it worse.
I think that's possibly true. Yeah.
Are you having trouble with that with your eyes too, Laura? No.
I am. My eyes are running all the time.
Which one?
The right one.
See? Oh, that's the right one.
So
I'm left-handed, so I'm thinking maybe it's because.
Okay. It could be. Maybe there's something to this.
I'm telling you, in 20 years, we're gonna be like, she said, look at this lady.
I
20
write
years ago, she said something's wrong with her left eye. Now none of us got a left eye. This is some bullshit. I'm telling
Now,
you.
I don't want to say this to you because this might hit you wrong, but do you have there's a person that I know in my family who swears that if something happens to your right side, it's good luck. If something happens to your left side, is bad luck. And
Bad
you're
luck.
left-handed,
Yeah,
so I'm
maybe.
really sorry. So your eye's probably going to come out, but mine's probably going to get $1 million. I don't know what's going to happen.
I hope you'll get $1 million.
I'll give it to you.
$1 million. Could you help me with my eye surgery?
I will. I'm going to go pay for your eye surgery. Yeah.
And I want this one to be blue. You know, you see those people when they have like a blue eye and a brown eye. You like, what color are your eyes? I want that.
David Bowie. Yeah. Okay. We'll work on this. First, I need that money. So this has gone nowhere so fast.
Let me not lose it.
No, this is great. I'm so glad you came with us tonight to join us in our show. And I can't speak English, but welcome. And I want to get right into it. I want to talk to you about, you're from Brooklyn, right? Are you from Bed-Stuy? Is that where you were yesterday or today?
Yeah, I live in Bed-Stuy now.
But
I'm from East New York. Like, I was raised in East New York. I was born in North Carolina, and then I came to live with my mom when I was 6, and we moved from Flatbush to East New York, and then I've been in East New York till an adult.
Wow. And so,
and then
Bed-Stuy more recently?
13 years ago, maybe 13.
You've been there for a while.
Do you live near the Biggie mural?
I live right around the corner from it, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, I live like in gentrified Bed-Stuy, but I came before the white people came, and so now I'm like, hey, you know, you be like, when you play baseball, you're like, safe.
So you
So
just
I feel like, I got here right before it cost too much.
Yeah, I mean, I lived there before all that like, I lived in Brooklyn. I didn't live in Bed-Stuy. I lived up closer to Park Slope because I was trying to work in the city. But it was cheaper to live, you know, like when you had 5 roommates. But I know that, like, after I left, it got more expensive to live in Brooklyn than it did to live in the city. Like, that was our thing. We were like bridge and tunnel people. We just wanted to go live in the city because that was supposed to be cooler. But now it seems like, well, I don't know if it's cooler, but Bed-Stuy is the place to go move to now.
Yeah, so
Williamsburg.
so now the city is for old white people, like that's kind of retired and boring. But the hipsters live in Brooklyn, like, you know, the hip people, everybody's all these bars, everyone's hanging out and stuff. So, and the young families, they live in Brooklyn until COVID.
Gentrification.
And then now they're like, I'm going to Massachusetts. Get this. Tired of being hip. All the kids that's named Brooklyn, you know, all the little gentrified family name their kids Brooklyn because they're so cool. And then now,
that's true. That's crazy. That's crazy. So growing up, you have this sort of sense, this natural way of being very funny and high energy. Were you like this I could see you being like this as a kid.
Yeah, rambunctious. I got into a lot of trouble all the time. All the time. And I say to my mother all the time, like, you were like beating me up because you were saying I was acting crazy and lying and stuff. I was just a creative. You should have put me in something. Right? Call me a liar. I was a storyteller. Calling me a liar.
I think it's better to call it a storyteller. Yeah. Were you making people laugh back then, or were you just getting in trouble?
Both.
Yeah.
Both.
When did you know that you were maybe gonna venture out into comedy? When did that start for you?
You know, so funny. I love comedians my whole life growing up, but I didn't feel like it was something viable that I could do. I didn't even know what it was. You just see some guy standing up there talking about stuff and you're cracking up, but you don't, it's so crazy because I didn't know what comedy, I knew what comedy was. I didn't know what a comedian was. And then, because I always wanted to be an actress, but I had my kids and I was married and I was like, oh, I need to make money. So I just kind of like chose to go into college and get a degree but I always wanted to do acting, but acting is in the daytime, right? You got to audition in the daytime. And I was like, I need to do something with all this energy. I need to do something with this creativity. So then I took a comedy class. I just said I would take, because if you're not a working actor, then you're always taking acting classes in some kind. So I was doing theater and that kind of stuff. So I've done Bravo. I've done like this reality TV show called The Singles Project. But I was like, I still had that bug. I still needed to feed it. And then I took a comedy class, and I was like kind of teaching the class. Shout out to Veronica Mosley. I was like bossing people around. And I was like, oh, this comes really natural to me. I've been doing this to get people off my butt for forever, making them laugh so that they can like not like. And I was like, oh, okay. So then I just started doing it, and it was like a fish in water.
That's amazing. Yeah. In the Singles Project, you were kind of the advisor, right? You were like the wingman.
Yeah, the fan favorite. And then, and that's when I was like, wait, this could really be a thing? Like, this could be a thing?
Yes.
I was like, because as a little kid, I would always like be in the mirror, like interviewing myself all the time. Like like when people like, I hate Zoom shows. This is my shit. Like
That's good.
like I'm all ready. I'm like, hey, it took me 4 minutes to get this together. Like,
that's good though. That's so good. You're in the right place.
Did you meet anybody on the Singles Project?
No, so it was my girlfriend. I just talked to her today. That's so funny. So my girlfriend, Erica Pittman, she was Puff Daddy's VP. Now she works for this other cannabis company called Viola, but she's like chief marketing executive. So it was a reality TV show, but for executive people that were high end, but it didn't like go anywhere. It was a really good show, but it didn't go anywhere because nobody wanted to lose their stuff. You know, like the people on reality TV, they like throw drinks and they don't care. But when you have a real viable job, you're like, won't be saying that. Won't
That's
be
right.
Yeah.
So that's why. So she was looking for love, and then she met this dentist, and then I was just kind of just cultivating that relationship.
Wow.
Funny.
If Bravo was smart, they would give you your own show. I mean, that's what
Yeah.
I would have, right?
So and they came to my house, and they kind of just they were acting like they were toying with the idea. So I was all excited. I was like, ah, damn, yes. But I guess if you don't really know the story like of me, and I guess that's through my comedy, because I grew up in East New York, Brooklyn, and during a hood time where, you know, hip hop was evolving, but so was crack and drug dealing, and living in the projects and being in that life, so emaciated in it, like getting out of it and changing my life and going to college after I had kids, and, you know, becoming a executive and all those things. Like I have like a story, so I can kind of, you know, pop in. That's why my podcast is With Me Tonight. And what I do is I interview people from my different lives, like the hood dudes that I know that's still like suspect. And then, you know, the partners at law firms that's like, I love Onika. She helps me with my blah, blah, blah. She wrote my speech for my son's wedding that I didn't invite her to because we didn't invite Black people. But she's my friend. You know, that. Like that, like all the things.
That's got to be. What is the name of that podcast?
With Me Tonight.
With Me Tonight. Okay, that is funny as hell.
I'm launching it. Like we've already shot like 10 episodes, but I wanted to like launch it in a bigger way. So I just have the first one up there, but I'm gonna start like rolling them out. But I interviewed like somebody that defended. What's this guy? The Ponzi scheme guy. I can't think of his name.
You mean Madoff?
Madoff, right. So she defended Madoff in the civil part of it. And then, you know, my mother, who had me at 16 with her, you know, antics, where she's like, my mom is so, you know, when you get older, you start forgetting things. So I said to her, I was like, Mom, you know, you can take pills for that. And she's like, oh, so I can remember and then feel bad and gotta apologize? No, I'm good like this. Just the various parts of me, because I feel like that's every woman. You know, we look at people and we just decide who they are by how they speak, what they wear, how, you know, just how they interact. But we're layers. There are layers, and and like peeling off those layers, you really start to see how alike we are. We are so alike, you know.
Yeah.
And complex, you're right.
Yeah, we're not the same. Like it's like I'm a little conservative and I'm a little liberal. You know, I think maybe weed is okay, but I still want a tax shelter. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
I think that's cool. And did you start doing that just recently with the COVID situation, or was that something you always kind of wanted to do?
With the podcast, you mean?
Yeah.
No, so the podcast, I always wanted to do it, but I had started a podcast. So I did a show at this domestic violence shelter, and I met this woman, and so we had was talking about our experiences being in relationships and domestic violence and all that stuff. So then we launched this podcast called Violently Funny. So it was cool for a little while, but and we have like a lot of episodes up, but we stopped doing it. One, because it was depressing me because I'm not really there anymore.
Yeah.
And then two, it was like about women empowerment, and then we had a fight. So
right on schedule.
I'm like, forget it, because you know, it was just like whatever. But I wanted to do it by myself. I just need a producer and somebody to do the back end stuff, because I'm really the talent kind of person, and I have all these ideas, and I'm talking fast because I do have ADD. But okay. And so I have so many ideas and so many things that I want to work on, but it's like you have to just be careful in your partnering, because I do have a lot of stuff going on.
Yes, absolutely. It's important to choose wisely, and yeah. So I'm hoping that you get that. You know, you definitely deserve that. I think you have so much to offer, and those episodes sound like, I mean,
like you can check it out. It's like the last two, because one episode we had to pull it because we had a fight on the air. Actually.
Why did you pull it? You shouldn't pull it.
No, it was bad because I wasn't winning the fight. And what, I wasn't winning, but I wasn't, because you know, it's like the person loses, whoever got more to loses the fight, you know, especially because if you are like a dog walker or whatever you doing, and I got this, and I'm you know, thinking about the people at work that's going to be like, I don't know if this is a good look. Like, because I couldn't say anything, and I was like, oh, whew. Like, you have to deal with people that have the same amount of skin in the game as you do, because you know, so
I can relate. Yeah, I can relate.
It's so cool. People always want a partner. They're like, oh yeah, and then you're like, okay, cool. Well, let me tell you what I can do.
That's right.
This is my window, and this is where my strong parts are, and this is where I totally suck and I'm weak at, and I don't even want to fix it. So can you deal with that?
I can understand that.
I wish your marriage is like that. This part, I suck. I don't even want to fix it, because I feel like I'll serve society better if I just focus on my strengths.
That's perfect. That's what matchmakers should be doing. You know, really, that's what those ministers should be doing when you come for that counseling. They should be like, okay, she sucks at that, so can you work on that and then make it work? Maybe we got to change couples. We got to move people around. We got to make this work. Yeah,
it's true. It's true. Partnering is a real thing, right? And just because we feel a way, then we try to make our lives add up to those feelings. But sometimes it just may not be the thing.
It's true. And it's hard, right? It's hard, but it's true.
It's hard. Relationships are hard.
Yeah.
As fuck.
Are you guys single?
Yes. I can't speak for anybody else in the room.
Speak for me. Speak for me, Laura.
Can I?
Yes, you can speak for me.
You're single, right? You're single?
Well, why are you asking me?
Your girlfriend is he always has this speech that he gives. It's like, well, you know, I hang out and stuff, but my girlfriend is comedy.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody else is the side chick.
My girlfriend is comedy too, right? She is so amazing. She keeps you up at night. She keeps you out late. She makes you jealous because she gives people the stuff she promised you. Like comedy is.
It's
She's
true.
very, very honest with you. You know
That's
what I'm
right.
saying? She's
She is
very
very
honest
honest
with
with
you.
Sometimes she
is
kicks
very
your
honest.
ass and sometimes she picks you up, but
Mhm.
you can
Yeah,
never tell
often,
which is going
yeah.
to happen. Yeah.
Comedy is not. Comedy is a side chick that calls your wife and tells her all the stuff. You're like, you knew I was married. What's wrong with you?
Right.
Oh well. You're like,
That's such a good
You
point.
knew I was comedy.
It's such
you
a good
knew I was
point.
comedy. Yeah. And
It's
you
hard
knew
to
I
be
was
in
comedy.
it's hard to be in a relationship when you do this kind of thing. I mean, are you single? I guess I should ask you that question.
So I am single,
You
right?
are.
But it's kind of like when you're like, and I guess the same thing for you. When you're like a pretty person, you always got this
Oh.
dude that's like, are you single? Yeah, well, the fuck I am. When I pay those bills by myself every month, I write those checks by myself. It's Onika McLean. That's how that works. That's how single works.
Oh
That's
boy.
funny. That is
It's
funny.
true though. It's true.
When I'm sitting here with my problems, it's by myself. I'm calling my
Mhm.
mother or my father. Like, yeah, that's single.
Oh my gosh. So who were the, you were into acting and you knew you wanted to be an actor all your life. So who were the people that you were looking at saying, I just got to go up there and be like that or do that?
Neil Long.
Neil Long. Oh yeah, good choice.
Neil Long. Like my youngest daughter, her name is Ania. But it was kind of like after Neil Long. I loved Neil Long. Like she just epitomized like a regular black girl.
Mhm.
But just, it wasn't like all the hair and all. She was just regular. And I was
Right.
like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Which
Yeah.
She
movie?
wasn't, like,
Which movie?
Uber hood. Like she wasn't uber hood. It was
No.
just,
Yeah.
just regular.
She was
Good for you.
closer to not being a caricature than some of the
Yeah,
older
she was
actors.
just
Yeah.
kind of like just a regular woman, just trying to figure it out. It was kind of like, and now it's a little different, but before, like, that was our one image for me, anyway. I was like, oh, because you try to see who you can closest be like
Yeah.
when you're looking at cinema, right? You're
Right.
looking, you're like, okay, and it was her. I love Neil Long.
Which movie of hers did it for you? Which one? Fridays?
Not that
But-
little, like Best
oh,
Man.
Oh
Like
yeah,
when
yeah,
she was like when she was sophisticated already, and I was like, oh, and Boys in the Hood,
yeah. Boys in the
Yeah.
Hood, yeah.
because she was like going to college. She was just a regular girl.
Yeah.
She wasn't packing her gum and saying this and Ray, ding. Like she wasn't doing that. It was
Yeah.
just, I'm trying to figure it out. And I was like, yeah, that's what we are. Just trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
I don't think we knew at the time either that she was Samore's half sister, right?
Yeah, we didn't know that. We didn't know.
Yeah.
I don't even think that they get along like that because they never really talk about it.
Huh.
Oh.
I don't know.
Well, that's when I
Right?
fell in love with her in Boys in the Hood when she watched Cuba Good. What was his name?
Cuba
when he
Gooding
start-
Jr.?
Yeah, he started punching the air, and she's like, the dude clearly went crazy, and she just hugged him. I was like, all right,
That's
You're like, this is what I need.
I know. I'm saying somebody who can deal with my crazy and still just give me a hug.
A pretty big mama, right? A pretty
That's
young
it.
big mama. Like she
That's
give you a hug
exactly
like she your
right.
grandmother.
Right,
Yeah.
right. She was
Yeah,
destined to put on pounds from that movie. Like, I'm gonna be a big mama. You were destined to be a big mama from here.
One day.
Yes, but that's what you want, right? Everybody,
Mhm.
that's what everybody wants. Everybody wants to feel seen and safe and loved, right?
That feels like the truest love. I mean, that's
Yeah.
who did you go to? Like, that's the person that would see you and
Mhm.
loved you despite yourself and
Yeah,
because
the
of
big
yourself.
mama,
Yeah, big
grandma.
mama.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody's got it. It's true.
So from Neil Long, and then to comedy, all because of practicality, it seems. Although how backwards is that really? Because I think, I don't know. Our acting is hard for sure, but comedy seems to be really, to me, that was the hardest thing. The thing I put off all my life is because it's so frightening. You're writing your own lines.
Yeah.
You're writing your own lines and you're sink or swim. It's like if you're an actor and you get a flop, you can always blame it on, the writing or the other folks, not you, but you go out there and do stand-up comedy and that's all you.
Right, because acting is a joint effort, right? You have to engage your partner. You have to kind of like wait for the line, and you have to give it, and it's like this flow. And then comedy, you just standing there buck naked, like, did I tell you about the time? Like, what?
And yet you're kinetic. You're like when you do the transit talk, I think that's my favorite thing to see every day when I look. It's like, okay, I'm going to see this because it's so kinetic. I don't know. Do you write this stuff? It just seems like you're so random.
No, I don't write it.
You just going on whatever. So I watched you, was it yesterday? You're like going to the dentist's office, but I think you have a bottle of Windex in your hand and I can't figure out what that is.
Yeah, I
It's
saw that. That was one.
chlorophyll. No, it's chlorophyll. You know what chlorophyll is?
Yeah.
So it's like I have like alkaline water and chlorophyll. I had lost a lot of weight, and I had gotten this nutritionist, and she had always made me drink chlorophyll because it like helps with plants, photosynthesis in plants, and it's supposed to like regenerate your cells and stuff.
I did not know.
Yeah, so I always drink it. So it looks like turpentine, but it's not. It's goddamn chlorophyll.
Oh my gosh.
You
But
seem
so back to what you said, like, so I'm a good riffer. Like I can take a topic and I can just riff, but then I write my comedy. But I come up with a lot of jokes just riffing.
Wow.
Then I'll be like, oh shoot, and then I'll listen, and then I just develop it.
So what is your writing process? What do you do when you are writing for like a set?
I meditate. I meditate.
You do not.
Like so. Then and oftentimes what I do is I start free writing first, and then I just kind of let the gods and the earth and all the ancestors, I don't know what the fuck that is, but I let people come and tell me stuff. The crazy people that I try to be like, stop saying these things, I let them talk. And then they say the stuff, and then I just be jotting it down. I be like, oh shit, that is good. And I be like, this is amazing. Like no, but if you put yourself in a meditative state, then you can receive stuff, and then I go from there.
Wow.
Sure.
And is it daily?
Yeah.
Wow.
You seem so fearless, man. It's just that's the thing that I admire the most. Like people who, because I'm so afraid before I hit the stage, and I feel sort of just fearful and constricted. But you just seem so like brave and carefree and just free flowing, and that's amazing. Like that's really something.
But I think that we're all afraid.
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
And I think that we're all afraid. I'm not saying that I get stage fright. Like, I guess it depends on the opportunity. If I put this opportunity bigger than the other one, then there's more, at stake. Then I'm more fearful. But what I see is your like butterflies that you feel when you're gonna say is a butterfly. Like I feel like that's your body telling you that you haven't done this before. So that's exciting. So like you're supposed to like ride those butterflies. Like it's going to translate into energy anyway, but just ride them. That's how I feel. And if you're doing comedy, I feel like most times comedy stems from some pain, hurt, some kind of deliverance, right? So even if you're talking about vagina jokes, because that's what most people start talking about in the beginning, because sex, where we all do it and it's connected. But once you start digging deeper and start talking about like how you grew up and what that was about and how do you view certain things, it becomes more about transparency. The funny comes. But if you know that you must tell your story, right? There's something that must get out. It's because it is to serve other people in some kind of way. So it's kind of a job.
Wow.
If you work at McDonald's, you got to give them the fries. So if you're doing comedy, you got to give them the truth.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really nice. That's
yeah,
true.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was good, Onika. Girl.
Yeah, it was good, Onika. Ride the butterflies. Ride the butterflies. Yeah.
But you gotta ride the butterflies. They show up in your body for a reason, because what other thing in your life that you're doing besides like the love connection where you will feel butterflies?
True.
Like that's dope. I don't go off and set unless I mess something up. And then like, and that's not butterflies. That's just straight fear because I don't want to lose my stuff. But what other place do you feel butterflies?
Yeah.
That you're like, oh my God, don't talk to me. Okay, I got my lines. Like where? That's the best place to be. That's stretching yourself. You are stretching. Like,
I'm gonna
you have
say,
not done this.
I'm gonna say a
That's true.
roller coaster for 200.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna say a roller coaster. You do
Yeah.
Well, a
feel
roller
butterflies
coaster,
there.
but you got in it. And a roller coaster is a little bit different because the whole time you're like, why am I doing this? This is so dumb. This was dumb. Like, why am I doing this? What if I'm the stupid fool that falls out and now I die? I don't want to die like this. I don't even like this ride. I don't even like Batman. Like a roller coaster, what's in your brain then is different than what's in your brain when it's comedy. Because comedy, you're like, I hope they see me. I hope they connect. And then I hope they laugh because I want to bring them happiness, right? Because if you take it off you and you put it on the audience, then you make it a service. But if you're like, me, then it's different.
Are there things that you just are not going to talk about? Like, are you just completely unfiltered? Like you just would talk about anything?
So when I first started comedy, I would only talk about the stuff that I wrote, right? So my first jokes were masturbation, but not just masturbation. It was like power tools. I had like gotten like in my brain. So it was power tools. It was dating online. My sister's gay, but she has 3 kids by 3 different dudes, and now she's gay, right? So I'm like, you call her house, it's like you reached a small law office, white case in Greenberg residence, like, and now you're gay, right? So that was my set, right? And I would just do my set. And then what I realized is I can remember what really happened. So then I started talking about what my real life was. And so, yeah, because your real life is the thing, right? I'm a single mom. I'm divorced. I'm, trying to figure out this comedy stuff. I'm a good girlfriend. I'm the mother to my mom. Like all those things that we all deal with. And I just look at it, and I talk about politics too, because you have no choice. But I feel like the more I discover about me, the better. So to answer the question, there's nothing that I won't talk about.
So bold.
Because somebody knows they're gonna tell it anyway.
That's right. That's what
They're
she
gonna
said.
tell it anyway. They're gonna be like, I know her. She said that, but it ain't true because such and such. Like this. Then they write a book. Like this. That's not even how it really happened. Well,
yeah,
whatever.
you got to say your piece first. I
Right.
like that. I like it.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So this is the Quarantine Call-In Show. We're a little bit past the half point. Want to invite any of the viewers that want to ask questions to Ms. Onika McLean to write them down in the comment section, and we'll get to you as quickly as we can.
Can I just ask, what's been your experience being a Black woman in comedy? Do you think it's impacted you at all, being female and being Black? Like, has it impacted your career at all, or do you feel like you're just?
Well, I feel that the non-Blacks get more opportunities quicker. But when I first started, like anything else you start, you think that somebody's supposed to come and just discover you in 2.3 seconds. But now what I'm noticing is you attract what you are. So if you want to get certain things, you have to vibrate on that level. So it's not really about being Black or being female. It's about vibrating on a level that attracts what you want. And so just cleaning out what that stuff is, because as Black women, and I'm gonna just speak for we oftentimes feel alone and feel like we have to fight and don't trust. So you try to like find a tribe, and you think the tribe is supposed to be Black women, but oftentimes that's not true. And not just in comedy, in freaking life. Your tribe is the people that you connect to spiritually, energetically, which does not have to be Black or white, green, so as a Black woman in comedy, I just feel like you're pigeonholed because, like, if there's a show, I've heard, well, we already have a Black female, but that's the same thing in acting too. And And that's not, and that's the same thing in America.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
like we already got the diversity quota. You be like, no, you don't, because you ain't trying to get diversity. You're trying to get the most talented, or you're trying to get people from different walks of life so that you can catch all your blind spots, dummy. That's what you're supposed to be doing, but no. You know, so female, and I just feel like as I started vibrating differently and expecting different, now it's showing up different for me.
Nice. You're woke. All right.
But woke is like woke drive to left eye though. Woke drive.
Okay, I want to ask some stupid questions real quick. Well, not stupid, but you know, off the not as deep as Boney. Boney just, you know, any question after that. First of all, I want to say,
do you love your father?
oh, she did too. She was like, you know,
You be like this. Oh Lord, wait a minute.
She done got deep. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you know where you come from, baby? You know what I'm saying? First, I want to say you look great. Is that 1080p?
Yeah.
I mean, that camera you got is awesome because you look. You look like you in 1080p right now.
Such a nerd.
But I do want to say, like, okay, so we, you know, I had this discussion earlier in the week with Laura. Like, so first round of vaccines, are you going to take it? Are you going to take it, or you going to pass on it?
I'm a pass.
You're going to pass? Okay. I just said I would take it. I'm definitely.
I'm a pass unless like I'm forced to do it. Are you in line for it? In line for it?
No. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to be. You know, I'm gonna take it. I mean, if it comes through, you know, I'm gonna take it. I want to get back to comedy.
But as a black person in the
Thank you.
Tuskegee era,
Right.
I'll be damned.
Thank you.
Guinea pig time.
I need all older, above $1.5 million
Yep.
income white men
Let them take
to
it.
take it. I need at least 20% of them to take it because they know a lot of stuff that we just do not know. Like about like which hospitals to go to, because it like Mount Sinai was the hospital. Like, and nobody said that to the black community, and they were dying in those other hospitals. Like Mount Sinai is the leading edge, and you didn't know that. Like, it's so many things that we don't know as minority people. No, I'm gonna chill for a minute and take my elderberry, and I'm gonna go. And you can go into the comedy clubs because I did a Uptown Comedy Corner in Atlanta. It was like 200 something people in there. So it's not like comedy is dead. It's just that you got to do it, and you just got to be safe.
Yeah, several people down there.
So the first round, the people in Atlanta is a lot of.
But a lot of them caught COVID though too.
Yeah.
A lot of comedians down there.
Yeah, but you know what's so crazy about it? They didn't pass away like the people in New York.
Right.
Like, I don't get that part. You know, my dad had it, my brother had it, and they live in the South. And I'm like, so why were the people in New York passing away? Not just New York, everywhere. But why? Because why?
Yeah. Maybe pre-existing conditions or something. I don't know. That is perplexing though.
Okay, so you don't think people in Atlanta with them chilling, eating Atlanta people don't
That's it. The chilling protects.
It's hot sauce. It's the hot sauce in Atlanta.
It protects. It protects. I'm telling you. Just get you some bottles.
It's that hot sauce.
It just didn't add up for me. So I'm not sure. I just feel like I'm not a conspiracy theorist by any means, but I just feel like now it's more contained than it was, and I don't want to be the test tube baby, because I would be, you know, and they'd be like, you live long enough. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, my damn ventilator, you know, like.
Any more stupid questions, Tim?
I thought that was a very great question. You know, it was thought.
It is.
I mean, it opened up.
Yeah, but you probably need a follow-up question.
Yeah, come on.
A follow-up question? Okay. So, I mean, so you wouldn't take the first round, right? If you had to give the first round a shot to anyone on this panel other than yourself, it would be.
Well, Laura, because I'm more familiar with Laura, I have to give it to Laura.
You said what?
Secret.
I would give you a shot to kill her. Not to kill her, to make to heal her.
Shit.
I'm gonna heal Laura first.
Heal me.
I want to
Yeah.
ask you. That's funny. So I want to ask you a question. So I love to ask this question just to get But anyway, so you're having a comedy show. You're hosting it. You could pick any 3 comedians. Who are you booking?
Oh, Wanda Sykes. Ooh, I love Wanda Sykes. Jesus Christ. Okay, they have to be alive, right?
Well, okay, you could pick dead or alive, but alive is,
Because George Carlin,
Yeah.
right? So Wanda Sykes, George Carlin, who brings me joy. It's so many dope comedians. God,
I know.
Because Dave Chappelle would be like easy, but he's like a TED Talk dude. Like, okay, like, because Dave will make you laugh. Like, oh, Wanda Sykes. Bernie Mac.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, that's dope. Yeah. Is Bernie your headliner?
Yeah, Bernie Mac is the. Well, Bernie Mac got to be the headliner because of the energy that he brings. So I guess it would have to go, which is so crazy, but I guess it would have to go Wanda, George, and Bernie, but very different. But you can interchange them. Like,
Right.
I just think that Wanda Sykes is, and Ellen too. Like, if you catch Ellen's, damn, Ellen should just do more stand-up. She is dope.
Yeah,
she is
really
good.
dope.
That last stand-up that she did, I was like,
really good, yeah.
This girl is the GOAT. Like, why is she not doing this?
Yeah.
But I guess she's making so much money. Why?
Yeah,
Why eat bad food in comedy clubs around the country? Like, that don't make sense, right?
But look at Seinfeld. I mean, he still goes out. He still does it. He loves it. I would think.
He probably doesn't like his wife. Sometimes I think the men like to travel, and they're like, I gotta go to work. You're like,
that vegetable sneaking woman. She sneaks all the vegetables into people's food and stuff. Get out of here.
You don't have to. I don't know, but I guess you have to love. There's different parts of comedy, because when people say, "Well, what do you want from comedy?" and I'm like, I want to write a sitcom about 4 old ladies. I want to do comedic acting, definitely, but I want some specials under my belt also, because I need to be able to look at the comedians face to face, like, because comedy is a competition thing. You gotta be on that level. It's like so crazy. Like, one time I was at the comic strip and I was doing a show, like one of those promoter shows, and Bill Burr popped in, and of course he's going before me. Right?
Oh man.
Because he got to get in and out, right? So I was like, they was like, okay, we're going to let Bill go before you. And I was like, oh, okay. So he ripped it. And you know how when we was probably like the 4th show for him. Because as soon as he got on the stage, he was like, abortions, let's get into it. And he just killed the stage, right? And like, all these babies need to survive like that.
God.
And then I went up and I rolled the weight and I killed it, right? And that just showed me, I was like, yeah. Like, if you like do the work in comedy, it's freeing. It's freeing. And that would be a time that I would have like butterflies, because that's a new experience. But then you just ride it, because like, if you were a talk show person and they're like, well, wait, we're gonna let Oprah just ask 2 questions and then you can do the rest. You'll be like, Oprah, we're some bullshit. Oprah, okay. Now she gonna drag that leg down the damn thing, and then I'm gonna have to. I'm sorry.
I go sit on Oprah's lap. If she starts asking, I'm just gonna sit on her lap. Like,
let me. Because
I
I have like a joke about Oprah, and people say like, that's bold to do that, and you're not even in the industry yet. And I'm like, oh, I'm not supposed to do that. That's what I'm saying. I just start saying things. If it comes to this brain, I say it, and then.
I'm here for it.
I ain't mad at that. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, that's the way it should be.
I'm like, so Oprah's off limits. You only can say you want Oprah as your baby mother. You can't say like, because the joke is, everyone says that God loves us all the same. So explain Oprah. Like that. It's not the same. Like he has favorites and Oprah is it. And I'm like, what is she doing to get all these blessings? And then what is she doing to get all these blessings? I feel like the Lord like makes it rain on her life. Like, and then you know it goes downhill from there. Like
You get a blessing and you get a blessing.
Yeah, you get a blessing and you get a blessing. I'm like, what's she doing? Pussy popping for the Lord? Like, what is she doing? Like, I want to do it too. Like
I don't think there's anything wrong with that joke.
that.
I think that's true.
The industry people like, I don't know.
Don't
She
touch
doesn't
the
even like to
Oprah.
be joked on. I was like, oh, okay. You think she's gonna hear my little joke? Okay, whatever.
Chris Rock snapped on her right in front of. They showed a picture of her when she was young, and he snapped all over that picture right on her stage. Like it was
Really?
hilarious. Oh my God, I can't remember what he said, but it was hilarious. Like they showed an old picture of her. It was like a black and white or something, and he just ripped her to shreds. But she laughed because it was so fucking funny.
Yeah, but that's
I mean,
Chris
like,
Rock. I mean, you know, that's Chris Rock.
Right, he already got his paper.
Right.
I'm sure.
Like if he never
Oprah,
tell a
she'll
joke.
make my alopecia come back. Oh, she'll be like, oh, alopecia for you and keloids and stretch marks. I'm telling you, she's Jesus' favorite. Are you kidding me? I'm gonna have no hair on the side with Oprah. No, I'm good.
Oprah curse.
She was like this. She's like, I got extra stretch marks. I ain't even had no babies.
She was shut Zoom down. Oprah was shut Zoom down, just like no more
Yeah,
Zoom
Oprah
meetings.
was like this. Yep. Oprah did just start getting staticky. You be like, oh Lord.
A picture of Oprah, the symbol show up on your screen.
Like the Wizard of Oz. Like,
The
the
heart
Oprah has spoken.
Yeah, Oprah. The Holy Spirit, like, I told you don't mess with her. I told you don't mess with her.
is there anybody who you would be like, oh hell no, I'm not following them? Or
No.
you just like, I can follow anybody?
I'm going to do it because I figured out that the way you do it is you reset the room, right? So even if it's like so in depth, so like comedy is conversation. It's kind of like you at a bar and you talk to somebody that's crazy engaging, right? And you turn to the left and then there's somebody else that's crazy different. It's not a better or worse. So if somebody's all the way up here, but I'm all the way up here too. But what I've noticed, like comedians that are not as high energy as I am, if they go after me, this is what they do. They say, okay, you're not going to get all that. Or let's give it up for her again. Now's my time. And you just grab the energy and now let's have this conversation.
Okay.
But if you let it shake you,
Yeah.
the audience is transparent. They know that you shook.
Yeah, for sure.
Right, and that's the issue. I remember this is this really good comedian, Kareem Green. I don't know if you guys
Yeah,
know him.
yeah, of course you know Kareem. He's so
Right,
funny.
so Kareem Green, right? So when I first started comedy, I was auditioning to pass at the comic strip, right? And I seen Kareem all around. And Kareem Green, I had booked him on a couple of shows because I was doing this show called Cosmic Comedy and on the Bowery. And so I would book Kareem a couple times. And Kareem Green is funny, right?
Hilarious, yes.
And he has his jokes, civil rights thoughts. Like his brain is crazy. Church, curse church. Like he's crazy. So anyway, so I was auditioning and I was the first person to audition, but after the headliner would be on, right? So the headliner was Kareem Green, and then I was going right after Kareem. And I was like so pissed because I'm studying my notes before like the show started. And he's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm studying my notes. And he's like, oh, you don't have to study your notes, just do it. And I was like, what an asshole he is. He wants to destroy me. That's what I'm saying to our black brain. You know, you would think you could have a dynasty. Nobody cares about you. This little stupid thing. And in your mind, they're trying to destroy you.
Destroy me.
I was like, he's trying to destroy me, like Alexis Carrington and John Devereaux. Like, I had this whole thing in my brain, because that's how my brain do. And I was like, I hate his guts. Like, I hate his guts. I'm just writing out my little set. And I did it and I passed and it was fine, right? Because they're looking for what they're looking for. But after that day, I was like, I'm never letting anybody get in my head anymore. It's like basketball. They're gonna, and if you that type of person that's gonna try, then that's just on you. I'm gonna just leave that there. But I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna do me because it's my story. It's your personal story. Now, the only thing that would like throw you off is if somebody like did your joke. You know, you'd be like,
Yeah.
but the rest of it, you talking about you. You know?
Yeah. Yeah. That's so, you have such a strong sense of yourself and how, you know, you are fearless, and just like, it takes a lot to not let
I'm
somebody
so
like that
not
get in your
fearless
head.
though.
You seem that way. You seem like
Yes, for sure. She's
strong
awesome.
discipline. Yeah,
Yeah.
you have like a really strong discipline about yourself, that you, first of all, you meditate and do this every day, but you don't, you mentally tell yourself, I'm not letting this person get in my head, and you don't let them. Like, it's
Yeah.
easy to
I'm
say.
more aware.
Yeah.
So I'm more aware of my shortcomings. I think that that's it. And then even with the meditation, I was depressed.
Yeah.
So I was in therapy for a long time, and I was looking for a way to get some relief from all the hurt, pain, and anger that I have been carrying for so long.
Yeah.
So in meditation and there, like all those things gave me air to breathe, if that makes sense. It just
does.
right. It just gave me like, oh, okay. Because it's like so crazy because so many of us are still walking around with abused children inside of us. And then certain things trigger like an incident, right? Because people say, oh yeah, your inner child, right? But that child has gone through several different experiences that lock you up.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, wait, well, why do I feel that? Oh, okay. And once you break it down to like how a kid reasons it, and you're like, oh, so I'm operating in this kid's reasoning.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not true anymore. And that's what meditation did for me. Like,
that's awesome.
Like,
we were talking about that before you came on. That's so bugged out.
Yeah, this is such a theme right now. Yeah, we all got these like awakenings this past week with Will Smith and just understanding how much we really damage ourselves by replaying it from that without consciousness, being that kid again. In every relationship, it becomes a family relationship again, and it's, you know,
it just loops. It just loops. And it's like I have this this line that I'm working on, and it's like a yoga wear, like fabletics kind of thing, and it's called like meditate, don't catch a case, because you could kill some fucking body.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because of that loop. Like you be like, whoa, oh, so what you think is you think I'm crazy because of my mother said, and you be like, no, that's not what I think. You know what I mean? You could. But if you kind of give yourself a minute to just be like, okay, damn, wow, okay, I'm gonna need some compassion right here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna need some time to breathe, so I don't wiggle all the way out. and so the logo is I have it. Do I have it? Ugh, damn you! I don't want to get off of this thing. Damn it! I had it somewhere. And the logo is like me. Wait, get out. I have it here, but it's in black and white. If you guys can see that.
Okay. Meditate, don't catch a case, right?
But if you look, it's like me, right? And then it's like the hood, and it's like some kids and guns and money, and it's like the chakras being lit up, but it's on top of all the chaos.
Oh my gosh.
Oh wow, that's dope.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up.
So on the same wavelength, this has been an interesting night. That's interesting. I really thank you. You did a little therapy here tonight too. You know that, right? You just kind of advised everybody spiritually, mentally, physically.
Yeah. That's what my comedy, that's what I want it to be. I want it to grow to like people empowerment, but through laughter. Right. Yeah. And just sharing your stories, because once you start to share them, you be like, oh shit, that's crazy. That's how I think. Especially any like good speaker has to be able to bring you into their world. But comedy is harder, like you said, Laura, because you have to take painful things and then see the funny in the thing. Yes. Like like my mom, right, did drugs when I was growing up, right, because she was young and crazy, right? But she would always say that she was gonna die and I had to take care of my little sister. And I used to be looking at her like, okay, bitch, but I'm 8. And then I'm going into school in the 2nd grade, looking around like, I wonder if I could do that job. And if I wonder if I could do that job, I think I could be a crossing guard. I wonder if I could fill out those blue cards, right? And so that is a true statement that definitely happened. But if you think about it, I'm like, and every time I say I'm 8, people laugh because you just, right? Because you're like, wow.
Right.
Wow, but you know how many people had that situation where they had to, little kids felt like they needed to be adults because the adults were being assholes. And you're like, I'm the kid here.
That's
Y'all
right.
supposed to have this together. But it doesn't always happen like that. And then you go to comedy. But you got to be able to tell those stories. You got to be able to tell that stuff.
Yeah, it's true. It's a challenge, but if you do, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, and when I tell that joke, my mother just like, because
that laugh.
I'm not gonna not tell it. I'm not
Right.
gonna not tell it.
Yeah. It's powerful though. It's like, half the time we walk around and I'll say to Kim, like, this thing happened and I know there's something in this, but I can't find it yet. Like, I can't find the funny part of this, but it's so fun. Life is.
But you should just tell it.
Yeah.
Like the thing is, maybe it depends on how much time you have, right? Because that's the other part, right? And when you, depending on where you live, you only get a couple, certain minutes unless you're headlining. And if you're headlining it, you get time to stretch it out.
Yeah.
But say it, even if you're saying it, I might just say it. Just say, you know what happened? Da, 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 da. And then, because once you say it, you gave it life. You gave it back to the universe.
Mm-hmm.
And then it'll just heal itself. Like sometimes stuff needs oxygen to breathe. So if you get it out your body.
Right.
Because I have a joke about my mom and I say, the comedians come to the stage and they're always like, oh, we were so poor. We had to eat wish sandwiches and all that stuff. But we were never that poor. We lived in a project, but my mother always had a husband taking care of us.
Right.
Like she's a beautiful woman. It was never her husband. But John Jazz was good to us. Like Mr. Charles did what the hell he had to do. Like, and it's true. She always dated married men because she loved my father so much. And in her brain, she didn't want to couple with someone because she wanted to be able to have a clean break when she was going to go back to my father. That was her 20-year-old brain. She was 16. By the time she was 18, she had 2 kids. So you're developing, she was developing. Her frontal lobe hadn't even.
No.
Mine either. Like the same thing. And when I thought about, like when I tell my jokes and I talk about my life, and I'm like, and my frontal lobe hadn't even developed. Like I was retarded. Like you should not be able to do anything until you're 30 years old that you can't take shots. Because in this whole time, we sitting up there trying to grapple with this 17-year-old juvenile delinquent making decisions for us. And now we still trying to pay ourselves back for that stuff.
That's right. It's
like,
so true.
Yeah, like that's the part of comedy that I am at now. Like I'm telling the truth about the pain. I'm telling the truth about it.
That's great.
Yeah, props to you. That's it. That's where we need to all
Because
be.
you gotta heal yourself.
Yeah.
Like you don't know. I will be pissed off laying in my casket like this is some bullshit. You don't want to be in their face, like you want to be like, I left it on the table.
No, take me, Jesus.
I left
I'm ready.
On the table. They know. Know.
Yeah.
That.
Beautiful.
What if you got up there and Jesus was like, you should have told this joke?
You should have definitely told the Oprah joke.
Right, you should have told the Oprah joke.
Yeah.
First of all, I already met Jesus because I had too many edibles because I would never do drugs before because of my mother. And then I had edibles because I was in California and I think I met him and it is so spacious in heaven. I was like, shit's okay. He would have told me already. He tells you, if you meditate, the spirits tell you what to do.
Right.
That's
right.
So true.
We got to do this. Yeah.
That's 100. Yeah.
They say that praying is you talking to God and meditating is you listening.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
That's so true. God, that's so true. You better go
Wow.
ahead, girl.
I know.
Hey,
So-
man, let's.
We're gonna start singing now. I think we should. But do you have any shows tonight? Is tonight a night where you're going out for a gig? Or are you taking the night off?
No, tonight I have off.
Good.
Tomorrow I have something. Wednesday I have something at a speakeasy. Dave Lester. I have something with talent on Wednesday.
Oh,
So Monday, Enough is Enough. I do this virtual show with talent, talent the comedian, and
Yep.
then Sean Cornelius. We do this show, Enough is Enough, and it's supposed to be serious commentary, but I'm not serious about a damn thing. So I just act retarded, and they report the news, and then. I have shows this week, and then Thanksgiving is this week, right?
I know. Well, that's great. I was just trying to write all your gigs down. People check her out. If you're in the New York area, the tri-state area, check out Onika McLean. Check her out online. We hope to see bigger and better things. We're going to be watching your podcast. Watch her on Facebook. Follow her on Instagram. Onika Comedy. Transit talk is always my favorite thing. It's the straight up, it's like it's my day's like thing. Like after I guess meditation, we'll do transit talk. I got to see you do your thing.
Yeah.
I want to thank you for coming here. I also want to thank all the viewers. Thank you to Will Stein, who says that you are beautiful. Oh, no.
Thank you. I
And
appreciate you.
Kevin Sharp and Kristen and the gang. Who else? So we got so many people, but everybody, thank you so much for viewing us tonight and hanging with us. We're here every Sunday night at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
You're so dope, yo. You're so dope. Thank you.
I'm glad to meet you both. Laura, I'm so glad. You're so beautiful, all of y'all.
You're so beautiful.
Yeah, you're killing them, yo. Yeah.
Gorgeousness. We should have like a mutual appreciation club here. We're just gonna please, when you come to Massachusetts and when we're free of this garbage, please come up here and do a show with us.
Yeah.
Do you,
yeah.
do you guys know Jonathan Gates?
Yeah.
Of course. Oh my God.
Right. Oh, okay. Because I was in Jamaica recently on a gig that he normally does, and I met some people from Massachusetts. DJ Mike. What's Mike's name? God damn. I can't think. So it was a lot of people from Massachusetts on the trip. We had went to Jamaica for 6 days, and so I did comedy there. So that was like a couple weeks ago. It seemed like many moons ago, but it was dope.
Well, if you decide to go back to Jamaica, these 3 people from Massachusetts would like to join that one.
Yeah,
and
so
we need to
it's
be in Jamaica.
Promoters United it was like 30 people, but they normally have hundreds of people. But
Nice.
COVID, but it was so clean there. It was so dope. I needed it. I called myself praying in the water because I had a nightmare, and so I'm in the water at 7:30, and I'm out there, and I'm like, I'm trying to like just get all zen. And a damn jellyfish stung me, but I didn't know it was a jellyfish. So then I just started seeing like shots coming up, and it was the shots, right? And I was like, I can't believe I'm gonna have a stroke in fucking Jamaica. So I was like, you have that all-inclusive.
You got tased.
I thought maybe it was like just some electrical thing. I don't know. I ran out of that water. It was so ridiculous. I was like, oh my God, my arm was just swelling. I was like, I thought I was having a stroke.
I know.
Like, what does a stroke feel like?
Wow.
I didn't smell toast. The guy put some Ray and Nephew overproof rum on it, and it just kind of like went down.
I was going to ask you if they peed on you because that's like a thing.
They told me that I should have peed on it, but I was not. I was just
Your
in
arm.
the water. I was like, I don't know how I would have peed on it, but I didn't even see the thing, and I was like, really, God, this is what you're gonna do to me? I'm out here trying to pray, but you gonna have something bite me? Okay.
And damn it, Oprah wouldn't have got stung by a jellyfish.
No, because jellyfish know better. They know better.
They know
Ain't
better, right?
nothing gonna steal Oprah. Are you kidding me?
She would have bought that whole ocean.
Oh man, Oprah's never
And
gonna
drain
rust
the bitch
again.
too.
Right, and drain it to find that jellyfish that stung her.
Oh my God. Thank you so much. Oh, this has been great. Anybody else? Anything else before we say goodnight?
No, I just want to say thank you for coming on to the Quarantine Call-In Show. I mean,
Anytime.
it was a pleasure to meet you. You're very exciting and you're an extraordinary person.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for saying that.
You don't
All
want
right.
to, Tim.
You know what?
That's not the nicest thing.
You know what? You don't need.
You know, like, here, take that.
She ain't even see me lotion my legs yet. You don't know.
Oh, damn.
know
We're
what
going to
it's
go
gonna be.
there. Oh. Whew. All right, everybody. It's the Quarantine Call-In Show. Thank you so much. Have a great night. Good night.
Bye.
Any U.S. citizen returning to the United States will be subject to up to 14 days of mandatory quarantine.
Okay. We got that vaccine, third eye clean, we Visine. Dancing off the top rope, we Dougie off them high beams. Running hard like track meets, debutantes in back seats. Niacin for clear peas, my piss test with 5. Double parks on planet Mars, they surf the net, we surf the stars. Quarantine in Zanzibar, breathing on the masses. Paper like Onika.